It's a wrap. 2020 is officially drawing to a close, and here I sit on the 31st of December, late morning, on the cusp of Hogmanay, the new year, with a great sense of anticipation as we leave Annus Horribilis, as the Queen once referred to one of her more miserable years. We leave it behind us in our wake. And there's this great sense of anticipation as we step forward. Unavoidably, we can't help but kind of feel a sense of momentum. We've passed the winter's equinox and the days are getting longer. And with that comes a kind of sense of energy and mobilization that we're kind of going to creep gradually out of this extended hibernation. Obviously, we're not out of the woods yet when it comes to the pandemic. And we've got some difficulties and hard times ahead as we grapple with the literal inconvenience of being humbled by social distancing and the lack of kind of embrace of family and friends around this festive period. So I'm sort of thinking out loud. I genuinely do have this kind of sense that things are moving forward. It's my job. I'm a daddy, a husband. I'm self-employed. I started off a business in early 2020. Kind of got a little bit knocked sideways by a really badly injured back. I hurt my spine earlier in the year, just on the cusp of launching the Redundancy Club, which you can see elsewhere is my idea as to how people can club together to obtain my services as an experienced redundancy counsellor and outplacement consultant with 23 years of experience in the field, 24 years of experience soon to be. So I've got bits of news which I'll gradually release in the coming weeks, but I think I've already said elsewhere that, and my friends and family are all aware of the fact that I've cracked the code. Long time it's taken for me to fathom and understand and codify the meaning of life. And that's a pretty bold claim, but I have. I've codified how people can grow through their life and aggregate self-knowledge through taking inventory of who they are as a person. And I've come up with a vocabulary and a kind of grammatical laws as to how we can do that reliably and rigorously. And that's been turned into a card game almost as we speak. The prototype is going to be coming out very soon. That's part one. Phase one is the card game. Step two, phase two, is going to be the board game, which denotes the labour market. And I could really easily lose any viewer right now because of this esoteric notion that Duncan Bolam has kind of cracked the code of the meaning of life. So more of that later when I've got the evidence. But I'll be doing a fundraiser, a crowdfunding campaign as soon as possible in early 2021. And I just want to wish you all the very best for the coming year and wish you everything you'd wish yourself and your loved ones. Please reach out to me if you have loved ones who've gone through the hardship, the indignity, the shock and the bereavement of losing their jobs recently. Believe me, it has hit closer to home than I would like to believe. It's very, very difficult to be absorbing that kind of shock during a pandemic. It just amplifies all of the ill feeling and all of the difficulty. So if you've got anybody in your network who could do with some expert guidance on how to cope with redundancy, students who are going through this hardship, who might need some mentoring as they step through, perhaps even consider leaving higher education because of the difficulties that they're facing there. So there's all sorts of reasons, as I say, to be optimistic and upbeat in parallel with turning our perspective round on what has been a really hard fought year of 2020 as we step into pastures new in 2021. Good luck, thinking about you, here for you. Thanks.